What the heck?
Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, I did that last time. Oh man. All right, let's see. In now. Discard. I got to switch over to the Aqua team to do that there. Boom. Live. We live over there. We already recording over here, but that's all good. Discard. Boom. The high-tech studio of 11:15. What is up, folks? What is up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Today, it is Thursday. I'm Courtney, head of, CEO of Aqua Team Properties and head of the sales training team, the acquisition team. We got acquisition team here for one of our Thursday live sales training. If you're watching this live on Facebook, feel love to hit a like, heart, all that stuff, and drop some comments in and all that good stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to get to them. If you're watching on IG, on any of the, Courtney Rollins or Aqua Team _properties. What's up? What's up? Dame _dollar. How y'all doing? We're doing great, feeling fine. No, I don't have a lot of snot up here. I'm working out a cold. I got some Vicks Vapor Rub. I ain't got no Robitussin, but I got some Dayquil hitting off, and I'm just sweating it out. So we're gonna make it happen. All great. I'm blessed to have my team here with me. We got Rachel, the lead manager, the quarterback. What's up, Rachel? Hey. We got my man Brian Keith. He just said he finished leg day. So so I'm glad you still got your energy to come here, man. Good thing you don't have to walk around too much here. But how you doing, Brian?
Hey man, I'm doing great, man.
That's great. And then we got Q. I call him Q Sav, Quentin Brown, the youngest member of the Aqua team. What's up, Q? How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Good, man. All right, today we're just gonna jump right in, man. I've been in contact with someone about Bloom Street. Is it still available? Hey, man, I think Bloom is already gone, bro. So I'm gonna shoot you the information so you can jump on that, man. Dame is talking about doing some deals together. We love doing deals. So if y'all want to check out atwholesaledeals.com, and hopefully the website is up to date. The business partner and head of Dispo. Woo, gotta take this off. We may have to update our site, so it's. But if you see some deal up there, you want to work with us, holler at us, and hopefully we can work together. I was watching the Masters today. Y'all may know I recently just got into golf like last September. It's been a fun journey. When I was younger, I thought it was boring as ever. But anyways, I'm sitting there watching Tiger finish under par today, which is pretty cool, pretty awesome for his comeback in so many regards. But I was peeping how like a lot of the golfers, and I was actually listening to this day, the other day too, have a pre-shot routine, right? And I think that also translates to a lot, especially sports. You see a lot of basketball players when they approach the free throw line, they have their free throw routine, or like just really in any sport, pretty much you can think about that. And I think it also translates to any type of performance or anything folks are trying to do. They have like a pre and a during routine. Some folks, before they have a big speech, they'll go in front of the mirror and do their affirmations, or like when I had to play football, I had to use the bathroom. Like maybe too much information, but I had to use the bathroom so I could have everything clear in my system so I could go out there and ball out and all. So I want to ask my team today to think a little bit about what their pregame routine is, see if we can give each other some suggestions or advice on what a pregame routine could look like. And then think about like the importance of the pregame as well as the end game routine. So if you all have access to your what do you call it, to the chat, I just posted a Menti. If you can click on that and you can respond as many ways, as many times as you can. Would love to hear your thoughts on that as I keep taking layers off because I'm hot and cold at the same time. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get rid of it, bro. But I think that one's already gone, man. I think that was in like a tax sale or something like that. That it came back owing like a gazillion bucks. Damn, $_ talking about doing deals together. When you're in Baltimore, while you all are taking that notes, that's one thing to note. Like a lot of markets, sometimes there's you can get a lot of good deals in tax sale, but sometimes these deals come back with liens that are way more expensive. That would be the code to crack, bro. If we find out how to solicit to tax sales and like say you're a new buyer and say, hey man, can you take this $50,000 tax sale off this property that's only worth $10,000. Come on, we're trying to do the city. We're trying to fix it up. We're trying to give it to an investor who's going to do something with it as opposed to letting it sit there and be a blight. And I know that would open the door for so many, opportunities and deals and opportunities to help Baltimore and other cities around the neighborhood, around the world, country, take care of some of these abandoned minions. So the team is doing that. Just give me a thumbs up or let me know you're back when you're back, and I'll go to present mode over here. I guess you wonder where I've been. Search to find the love within. I don't own the rights to that song, Insta and Facebook, so don't kick me off. I know my voice is so intoxicating. I came back to let you know. I guess the link is working for folks. And I can't let go. Still only see one response so far. Did I give you guys the right link? Oh, here we go. Shucks. I got them coming up. All right. While they're waiting for that, folks, I'll do all the commercial type stuff as well. I already talked about atwholesaledeals.com. If you're looking for a customer relation management system, in other words, a way to keep following up with these deals, there are a lot of awesome CRMs out there is what they're called. The one that we use, Simply with an I at the end, RESIMPLI.com/Aqua Team will get you discounts on the first month. Check it out. You can do so many things with it. Drive for dollars, drip campaigns where you set up automatic responses to your sellers and followers. You can do list stacking, keep all your key performance indicators, connect your bank account to it so that if you're doing flips or you're doing rentals, you can keep those together. You can keep your buyers list together. You can skip trace. I think I said that already. So many things that you can talk to your team on there. It is super, super awesome. And it has an awesome app, at least I know for the iPhone, that you can do everything you need to do right there. Yep. All right, I see Rachel's got hers in. And we got 3 in so far. At least that's what this is saying.
Well, that's all. I think that's everyone. 3.
Well, I put one in earlier.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm trying to stack the deck here. Our boy G Money is on the road. Blessings to him. I got his shirt, so I've kept it for 3 months, so I guess it's mine now. You know, when you got a sister or brotherhood, I think the rule is after 3 months, they got to borrow and ask for it back. That's smart. That's a rule we had way back in college.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and share the screen. And I'm just going to ask if you, and maybe we'll start with you, Rachel, since we're confident yours is up there, to share yours, what you're thinking about behind it. And then we'll go on. You'll just call on, ask Brian or Quentin to go next, and I'll round us out. All right, share my screen. Yeah, it worked right there. Boom. All right, we got 4 up there. So, and one thing you can see my tabs. I shouldn't have all these tabs about. All right. So, all right, go ahead, please. Great.
Oh. I don't see which one I wrote in particular. However, what I did was I tried to find a quiet place in the house. Oh, there I go. And I give the kids a drink and a snack ahead of time to try and earn myself as much uninterrupted time as possible. It's more than doesn't always work. It usually doesn't work flawlessly, but the times that it is effective, it definitely ensures that I have the best possible chance to to complete the task and do it well. And in game, during the game, I try and focus on the goal, not how I currently feel. So, you might have somebody that was rude, or you might just feel frustrated, or that it's wasting time. But when I try and just focus on my goal, some days it's a number of quality calls. Some days it's getting a hold of a certain person or something. Then I'm a lot more effective that way.
And folks, gentlemen, team is up here. Feel free to unmute yourself and give any feedback or thoughts or the comments coming up. I know for me, I really appreciate the reality of what you're saying, because I know a lot of people who are watching. Like, I talk about having a full-time job in doing this, but you and Brian, y'all both have children or kids that are in the house, and other things that are demanding and taxing. So the reality of having to take care of folks and still do your job, I know a lot of people can resonate with that. Yeah, I know. And even with like some of these suggestions don't necessarily hit home for everybody. Like, I know I love Brent Daniels. He talks about sitting down with your family and saying, okay, these are the times that I'm going to be doing this. And if they watch you doing it consistently, then it can definitely it can show them, oh, mommy's serious and daddy's serious about that. But that is very different when you have some toddlers in the house. Their rationale is a little bit different. So especially if you sometimes are doing it on your own. Also, I really appreciate that, Rachel.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yo, Money Maz is in the place to be. What's up, Masner? And then we got Black Motivation _ Hey, I will definitely check out my DM. We live in a great time. There's so much information world and so many folks. This is a revolution, economic revolution. Transfer of wealth is going to be one of the largest that we've seen in history, and particularly Black and brown folks. So I'm glad to be a part of that wave. And back to you, Rachel, too. I also love the way you tapped into really being aware of your emotions, because we are so emotional as human beings, and having sort of, me and you were talking about yesterday, Quentin, with Outwitting the Devil, having the ability to, even though it's hard, to use your mind to recognize, oh, this is what I'm feeling right now. This is what may be going on. Let me either tap into that, or let me make a choice based on how I need or want to feel in this moment. It's so hard to do, but can be done through repetition. That's why we practice this stuff so much. So yeah, appreciate you, Rachel. There you go. Can you call on somebody to go, or whoever you want to go next?
Quentin.
I wrote two of them. I did the one with the practice in my hellos. And I do that a lot. Like, I literally have to clear my voice before like every other call, and then I'm like, hello, 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 and then till I finally get like the tone that I want on it. And then also when I'm on a dialer and like the calls are being made, I look at the 3 calls, and even if it's a name or LLC, I prepare myself for that name. So maybe it's like a Robert coming up. I practiced Robert a couple times before, he approaches.
Heck yeah, I can do that. That's just like I was saying Tiger them today. Point to your target and practice that swing with the target point. That's what it reminds me of when you are getting your hello and your tone in. Because it's so important to be your authentic self, because all of us as humans can spot a BSer, you know what I'm saying? And so to be your authentic self is important. And it can still be challenging because you already got an FM Quiet Storm radio voice, which is actually a great registry for giving trust. However, it could also be hard to pick up on. Just like me, I'm naturally talk so fast, and I tend to not finish my sentences because I've already finished it in my mind. I'm going to like 3, 4, 5 different things. And so I try to be mindful of like putting in natural breaths as best I can. And it sounds like you try to make sure that you're like getting your tone out there so that you're ready to be heard, so that those first 5 seconds can earn you the next 5 seconds. That's dope.
That's kind of exactly what it is, because most of the calls, they last like less than a minute anyway. So you have to get yourself in there as quick as possible, because You know, they hang up after that minute, but if you got your point through within that minute and you can get a definite answer, you can feel comfortable with that instead of like, oh, you're talking and then they just hang up because, you know, they don't even feel your like energy at all. It's a
Right.
whole different thing.
That's the
So
name of it. That's the name of it. Energy. That's exactly what we're trying to give off and share and connect as soon as possible. So Keith may not be up here. Oh, Brian, did you have a chance to go, or are you out of pocket
Yeah,
right now?
no, I can at least give mine. I don't think I had a chance to fill it out. But I mean, I think at least, I spend most of my time in my main job reaching out to people that
Yeah.
um are cold calls, maybe a couple of ones, but very used to calling people that may or may not answer or pick up or hang up on me. So I would say the two things that I'm really intentional about is making sure that I'm smiling, because
Yeah.
I can, even hear it in my voice, whether it's coming through or not.
Mhm.
And I just try before I even start to just visualize like what it's going to be like when I get to chess. The greatest thing about our jobs and my other job, in my opinion, is the fact that, one call can change your year. It might be
Mhm.
one call, one case, one deal that's 10, 20, $100,000. So just keeping my eye on the goal and being
Yeah.
very focused on what the result of the work is going to be is what keeps me motivated.
Oh, that's a cool thread. That's a thread through energy of what Q just said, and then a thread through Rachel's focus on the goal. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, because when we're cold calling, it is definitely marketing, And how many times do you turn on the TV or social or look through your social media and see the same marketing piece? That's really what we're doing, cold calling. And even if it's our warm calls where we're following up, we're still nurturing. So yeah, that smile. And I like how we were talking a while back. You're talking about gesticulating or doing gestures and all that really does, like, thought is faster than the speed of light. It really does come across, and it helps us helps us be in the right vibration to hopefully be open, hopefully serve the people we're speaking to. I really love that, man. For me, even though this up here, these are all like, because I do Simply, right? I'm doing a lot of follow-up. So I just click all of them out first. So I know that I just have them set up. I try to make it easy for me to just go on to the next one. Let me see if I can go back to the poll. And I try to have at least my water next to me. I usually have like a snack in front of my face, even though I don't eat it sometimes I do, but it's like, oh yeah, keep going, Courtney. You can eat that pecan pie afterwards and stuff. I try to have like prop stream and all my tabs that I need open. And I probably shouldn't have like a lot of tabs open too, because I want to stay focused. And so sometimes I will have like a tab that shouldn't be open, but that's not even no but to that.
So going back to it, I actually try to do the opposite. Like I will have different browsers open in different tabs, and I make sure like I close out my email, I close out my work email, I close out the other browser. So the only thing that I have is Mojo, because I know if I have other stuff up, I'll poke around or I'll be messing around. So I try to stay like super intentional about like what I'm working on.
Right. And I probably should incorporate, not probably, I should incorporate that very much more. It's just not even justice. That's one of the reasons why we do these, and should reinforce some of those positive things. Because yeah, I can jump on that and be like, oh, there's a transaction coordination piece that I need to get to, or yeah, my other full-time job. Well, actually, I don't really, I don't really focus on I do focus on my full-time job. Love y'all. Keep me until June, and I'm out. But as far as like other things happening with the Aqua team, I definitely have found myself getting distracted. We could talk about that also. Like, what are some of the like things that you suggest no-nos while you're doing it? But before we do that, I do want to say I do try to read the notes that you all have given or that I've written. And I try to sometimes listen to part of the call, but I always remember to not make assumptions. Like I try not to be like, okay, oh, this is Thomas Bergen. I know he's not going to want to take my offer. Or, I know last time he pissed me off. Or, this good dude, blah, blah, blah. Because these folks are living lives, and their lives, they're not just sitting there on the phone waiting for us to call them. And their attitude about whatever really, even though we try to present good energy and all that stuff, doesn't have anything to do with us. And if I'm walking in with the assumption that this person's going to go this way or that way, it's clogging my ears and I'm not able to be as effective listening active listening or effective listener, and I might be selling myself short. So I also remember like my why, right? Like, why am I doing this? What's the goal of this? Why am I making all these calls or putting all this work in? And that usually allows me to push through. Also lately, especially the last several months, actually doing it on IG and Instagram or Facebook Live and has really helped me because I have a sort of an extrovert attitude, personality. And it also helps me be accountable, and it helps me think that I'm getting several things done at once. Like this is repurposed into other information, and it's serving other folks, hopefully, because they're either learning from our mistakes or hopefully learning from some of the things that we do. I hope well. But to your point, Brian, as far as like being focused, are there some other things that you or anybody would say like, you might not want to do that when this is up, knowing that we're all different people, you know? Oh, I see you, Brian, with the guns out. I see you. Okay, he shows leg day today. He got his legs attached to his shoulders. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, what are some things you guys saying? Maybe, I mean,
I think one of the biggest thing is not to take it personal. Like, I think it's always interesting because like sometimes I have my phone on speaker just loud and like my wife will hear it and she'll hear people be rude or cuss me out or whatever. And she like, if that was me or if I heard that, like it would be over. And like, I literally just keep it moving. Like, I'm just like, okay, they weren't having a good day. On to the next one. Like, it's to your point about people living lives, like you just can't take it personal. Like that's something to get you in your head and knock off your energy and everything else.
Great point.
I've always been like a big devil's advocate type of person, and I always like to put myself in other person's shoes in any situation. So it's kind of what I do in that situation. I put myself in their shoes. I'm like, okay, somebody just calling out of the blue for sometimes a house I don't even own because they don't even own the property sometimes. So
right.
It's a whole ordeal, and I understand sometimes like, hey, you got the right to be angry. I understand, I'm gonna go on to the next person. Maybe they won't be as angry as you were. That's kind of how I take it.
I dig that.
You guys got your minds right. That's good. That's encouraging for me. Sometimes, although I prep for it, I do still get a little bogged down by people's energy. But things that I've tried that don't work, definitely not having any other screens on. If I'm transferring information from Mojo to Resimply, or I'm scoring leads and stuff like that, and I'm not making calls, I can have soft music on. And I found out that it works best for me to have it through my headphones instead of somewhere else in the room, because if it's somewhere else in the room, then my brain is hearing the computer and something else. But if it's right in my ears through the computer, then it also starts to like kind of dole out a little bit of the background, like whatever else is going on in the house as well. But that doesn't work for everything. It definitely doesn't work for cold calling. It definitely doesn't work for follow-up calls, but any of the other little tedious things, that does work for me. And
when I have a bad call or somebody who's rude, I usually try to call them back, and I do the Liam Nielsen. I don't know who you are. I got your address. Don't you know this? No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. Yeah.
One of the great things we do, like along that lines, is when you get hung up, just hit them with the read down. Like, hey, I think we got disconnected. Just wanted to give you a call back. Like nothing ever happened. Just like you're happy as nothing, because it throws them off. Like,
yeah, I have a preset text message that's like, hey, I think we got disconnected.
I use that, Rachel. Thank you so much. I just click on Rachel's preset. Like, looks like we got cut off. Yeah. Oh man. But it's so funny. I've literally had people who have, hung up, cussed me out, have gotten past the qualified stage that, 2 weeks or whatever later, they're like ready to go or ready to talk to me as if like we're best friends. And I'm like, wow. So to your point, all y'all points, like, man, it's really not about us. But we are humans and it does impact us. But hopefully this has been like a helpful conversation for anybody out here who is in the grind doing it, whether you're doing it or whether you're working with folks doing it. Like, we just got to make sure we got to take care of ourselves. Self-care is really going to help us have the right energy. Self-awareness is going to helps us have the right energy. And I'm blessed to have to work with folks who have great energy and doing this. And so Yeah, I appreciate it. Any other thoughts? Well, we're not even gonna role play today because I see it's at 5 o'clock already, and I want to jump on the phone. Wholesale, learning with the wholesale queen is on here, Sheena Mullins. Y'all don't see it because I'm on IG. I'm on Facebook Live too with my acquisition team. We're talking about pre-game and in-game when you're making calls, routines, and they came up with so many great things. I'm about to repost this by next week. If you get the chance to go back and look, any of y'all on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, check it out. But y'all need to check out Learning with the Wholesale Queen site if you want to get like some gems and learn from one of the best. We are blessed to have her at the Capacity to Be meetup not next Thursday, April 21st. We're gonna start at 7, but she's going to join us at some time in between there and just drop jewels. Oh man, I've learned so much just from watching her page or listening to the way she talks to her mentees and students that she coaches with. And like I said earlier, it's like a beautiful thing to be in this time of world where you can connect with folks across states just through social media and stuff like that and gain so much from them. So thank you very much. And thank y'all, team. Yeah. You said what?
No, I think the only other thing that I might add would be, I always love listening to any of the major, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, any of those guys beforehand, because they're just gonna hit you with something. They're gonna tell you something, and it was great. I found the one Zig quote. He was like, how would he say something about motivation is a lot like bathing. It's something you should do daily. Like, it's you should pump yourself up like routinely, like even when you feel like you have some. I think just being in that right mindset and being in that right mental space is, I think, to going all the way back to your first point, I think that's the reason why these athletes have routines. Right. It's the reason why Tiger does what he does. It's the reason why Mike does what he does, because you get yourself in that headspace and then it's routine. You do all of that practice, so you're just falling back on what you've done a million times.
That is literally, if we want to get to the science of it, when you're first starting out, like Q, you started out 2 weeks ago, right? And you already, it's like literally building a pathway from your brain. That repetition build, just like the book we're reading, Outwitting the Devil, it builds faith through repetition. It literally builds the neural pathways to, I'm in a confident state right here. All right. So it's like the first time you're cutting through, it's challenging. Then it gets easier and easier the more you do it. And that's why you have that same routine that you go to so that you can lock right in to that. And then it allows you to go off to that little bit of discomfort where you're in that growth, proximal level of growth, whatever they say in my teaching days. But yeah, Brian, exactly. The routines are so, hey, I love you wrapping it up, homie. I love how you just wrapped it up right there. The routine.
I want it for you.
Yeah, it allows you to be settled, be in that space and let that creative stuff happen. We in a creative state, we in a that's another thing. Knowing that we're serving, knowing that we're giving, knowing that we're here to like listen and give. We're not trying to steal I can't put nobody's house in my pocket. I don't want to convince nobody to work with us, but we want to be open so that we can serve. And the more we serve, that's the laws of the universe. God, universe is gonna give it back in so many ways, and already does. So, man,
I think that's one of the things that I appreciate the most is, I've had a lot of like sales jobs or other jobs where it seemed like the better off I did, the worse off the customer did, or like we were on opposite sides, like it was more antagonistic. And like now we're really helping people. Like we're finding people who have problems and we're bringing them solutions. So like it feels, it's so fulfilling to be in a win-win situation instead of a win-lose, instead of the worse I do, the better you do, or vice versa. So that's what I appreciate, really sitting on the same side of the table as the client.
I have one thing to say too before we leave. I've been thinking a lot about our tone and how we have conversations about wanting to sound humble and to be approachable. But I kept thinking about how sometimes we still sound like we're fumbling or unsure. So the thing that came to my head was be humble, sound confident. Because I think by the time you sound humble, you sound unsure. But actually being humble is something that comes across while still sounding confident. And I think that is a really effective state.
That's real right there. That's a quote I heard, like, quit acting so humble, you're not that great, which could be sort of on the flip side. If I'm acting so humble where I'm like timid, being humble but being timid, it's like, yo, why would I work with you? I want somebody who's confident and clear. But sometimes you can be humble and be so confident knowing that, hey, I don't know, but I'm gonna figure this out. And that's a different thing than being humble, like bumbling, stumbling, which I think maybe I need to I appreciate you saying that, because I think sometimes my mumbling, bumbling, stumbling can come off as timid and stuff like that. And so that's just something great to work on, besides to keep on working on. But being humble in the, I don't know what's happening, but guess what? We're gonna rock and roll together. We're gonna figure this out together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great point. Y'all getting deep here. All right, let me get my scuba gear on. Heck yeah, I'm gonna swim back to the surface. Assertive, that's the word. Learning with the wholesale queen. Assertive. You can be assertive. It don't mean you talking over your sellers. It don't mean you talking over your buyers. You can still be very assertive and very clear. I appreciate that. Yeah. And we got Eddie with Empire Tags and Titles. Eddie, I'm riding dirty. Well, no, I'm not. U.S. Feds, big brothers. I'm coming to see you, Eddie, so I can go get my tags and titles done. Empire Tags and Titles, you out in Maryland. All right, team. I know y'all about to jump on some calls if haven't already done so. The numbers looked awesome yesterday for us, and I'm about to actually jump back on and make some cold calls. So yeah, fans watching, I was just joking about that. Please don't come check me out. And yeah, any other last statements, anything you got to say? Well, there it is. All right, folks, rising tides and miss all sales. I'm staying on IG, Facebook. I'm about to get off and come back on. This is gonna be our sales training. We're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna use y'all beautiful pictures. So if y'all want to smile, I'm gonna spring this and use Canva. Yeah. All right, love y'all. Rise. Peace.
Take care.